What's up, everybody? It is Thegoal60 here for Wednesday, May the 30th, 2018. So, we didn't have any games yesterday as far as official plays. There were two unofficial plays, and I'll get into those really soon. But also, yesterday I did some research on doubleheader games and kind of how they fared in the second game. And I really want to go over all that information with you and let you know how that went. Alright, so like I said in the intro, there were no official plays because we fortunately knocked out all of those on Monday, but we did have two unofficial plays. And the first one, both of these were 4-game series. The first one was the Angels against the Tigers. The Angels come out in game 2 and got things done. I believe they won 9-2 yesterday, so they handled the Tigers pretty easily. The second one was the A's, and the A's were playing Tampa Bay at home. Now the A's did lose this game 4-3, but they were an underdog yesterday, so you would have took the run line at -155, and because they only lost by 1 run, you're good to go. So both of those cashed yesterday. That means that all 15 plays that were either official or unofficial, did not matter, all cashed within the first 2 days of them starting. So that's pretty good there. That's a good stat to know that things are, still in the upswing. Let's keep them that way. Keep them going throughout the rest of this week like that, and we'll move on and getting closer to that black in the profit. Now that I've talked about everything that happened yesterday with the two unofficial plays, let's talk about the research that happened last night. So I look back, and I've mentioned it in videos in the past this year that last year was very good starting out for double headers. And what I mean by that is taking the team that lost the first game. How did they fare in the second game? And last year, the first 20 double headers, if you had just blindly taken the team in the second game, you would be 17-3. This year, we've had 12 occurrences of doubleheaders so far. Now, there are 6 more scheduled for future dates, and of course, every year there is a scheduled doubleheader day where you have traditional matchups, but mainly these are rematches from rainout days, snow days from way back when we had a bunch of cancellations, things like that. There will be more, I think. Obviously, as we get into summer, you'll have those rainy days, and those get pushed back towards August and even September sometimes. But with that said, there was 12 occurrences so far this time. If you had, once again, just blindly taken, whichever team it was, didn't matter home or away, whichever team it was that had lost the first game of the doubleheader, just turn right around and bet them for the second game, you'd be 9-3. So obviously a pretty good record there. Now the average money line, if you had done that, this is including, taking an underdog at plus money and a favorite at, obviously the minus price. It was -111, so not too bad there, right at -110 odd, juice, the 10-cent dime line, whatever you want to call it, right at that. Now, the next step that I looked at was what if you had taken the underdog as a run line like we do in the two systems that we use. So like if it's a team that you're looking to take and they are the underdog, what about taking them on the run line so they're getting plus 1.5 runs? Now, as you know, 90% of the time, unless they're a very heavy underdog, that means that the money's going to be, you're going to have to put up more to win less. So it's still going to be just like a money line. If you had done that, there was 5 occurrences that they were the underdog. So almost half of the time, you would get plus 1.5 runs. That actually made your record 10-2, so you improved 1 game. That average line, including money line favorites and run line underdogs, was -154. So obviously you can see there that is a 43-cent difference. It is higher, but at the same time you're taking all plus money out. You're going, but you're getting 1.5 runs on almost half your games. So it's kind of how much risk do you want to be involved? Now, I will say this: out of these 12 games, like I've talked about, you would have went 9-3 taking the money line straight up. You would have went 10-2 by playing it conservatively and taking an underdog on the run line. If you had taken all money lines on all 12 of these games should be in the positive $550 on a $100 base. So pretty much 5.5 units. If you had taken the run line and the money line, you would be 6.25 units. After all of that, I took it one step further. I actually looked at it that if you take one more parameter from our systems and applied it, which is the price. You know, when we're looking at a series, I've talked about this almost every day. The first game we're looking at to be minus 150 or less. We're trying to get the best price possible, obviously, but we're not taking on some of these heavy favorites that are minus 200 and above. We're staying right at minus 150 or less. If you had stayed true to that, you would be at 7-0, 7 units to the positive. Now that's quite a bit. In 12 games, you'd be up 7 units. That is huge. I mean, that is, you know, and that's saying obviously you're almost eliminating half the games to play. You're eliminating 5 out of 12. But at the same time, you're being smart about what you're doing, and you've got a really good shot at getting that win. So I just want to kind of go over that, tell you what I have found. Hopefully that will help you out in the future. Of course, I'll be paying attention to it, and I'll talk about it any chance that I get or remember to as the videos go on. But I just wanted to get that out there. I know I've mentioned double headers before, and I will say this. We have had the occurrence, I believe one time where one of our series was a double header, and we won the second game. So it went towards this. Just the other day, on Monday, there was actually a doubleheader with the Mets and the Braves, and that was an unofficial play. But if it had been an official play, we'd have had that occurrence again, and they split. So both times that we've dealt with it, as far as looking at the systems, it's cached if you have went this way. So just want to get that out there. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. Have a great Wednesday, and I will see you tomorrow morning.
60% of the time, it works every time.